If nobody gave me another compliment another day in my life, I have to be okay and understand that I am all those things and more. Hey sis, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla, and on my page I talk about self-love and self-growth. So go ahead and click that subscribe button because I promise you are going to love it here. So in today's video, I want to talk about how to stop seeking validation from external things and learn how to validate yourself. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. You have to form your own opinion about yourself and stop trying to find yourself through other people. Stop letting other people tell you who you are. You're the only person who knows who you are. Don't allow other people to dictate that. A lot of the times when you seek validation from outside sources, that means that you're not validating and within yourself. You're lacking that within yourself. If you only feel beautiful when somebody else is telling you that you're beautiful, that means that you just don't feel beautiful because you're not feeling that within yourself. You don't feel smart until somebody else tells you, oh, you're smart. You're not feeling that within yourself, sis, and you have to do that for yourself. That all plays along with self-love and loving yourself. Growing up, I didn't get a lot of validation. So once I hit my glow up and I started getting a bunch of validation after high school, I felt like I was addicted to that rush of being validated by everybody else. And the days where I wouldn't get validation, I felt like I was just nothing. I felt ugly. I felt like I wasn't doing enough of my life because I wasn't having people tell me that. But as soon as they told me it again, I was like on a high. It was like a bunch of highs and a bunch of lows based off of how other people made me feel. Don't allow other people to dictate how you feel. And you have to get that by validating yourself. If you have to take a break from social media, take a break from social media. I used to post just so other people could see me and tell me how beautiful I am, tell me how good I'm doing with everything, and I wouldn't feel good until they told me that. In the days where I didn't post, I felt like I was not doing enough, like I was just ugly. So it was like a non-going cycle, and it wasn't until I'm like, even now, I'm taking a break from my main social media account, and I really want to do it this time because I'm tired of seeking other people's views on me to make me feel like I am enough. I want to learn how to feel enough with just myself and not external outward things. Even with men, I don't want to feel like I need their attention or their approval, and I need to do what they want me to do in order to feel like I am worthy enough. And getting to know myself, get to know yourself as well. When I know myself, I feel like I would not let men dictate who I am based off of what they like, or even friends based off of what friends like. Figure out who you are. I've been through so many different personalities just because I was doing what other people did, what other people thought was cool. And it wasn't until I'm like, you know what? This is who I am. I'm an introvert. I don't like going out, and that is okay. I don't need anybody else to validate what I want to do in my life. You will live such a happier life once you stop having other people dictate how you need to move and live your life. Key word of the day, live for yourself. Do what you want to do and what makes you happy. You'll be miserable living for other people and living for other people's validation and love. And you have to give that to yourself in order to really feel it. Because once that's gone, you'll feel empty inside. You want to make sure your cup is full all the way to where if other people decide to leave, if other people decide, you know what, I'm not going to compliment her right now, it's okay. You'll still feel full inside because you don't need anybody else's add-ons to make you feel good. Everybody else's love is just an add-on because you love yourself just that much. I also want you guys to stop going to everybody for advice. I used to be that person that needs to go to a friend for advice every time I needed to make a decision. I would never make a decision based off of what I thought. Why would you make a decision and ask somebody else what you should do and do just what they tell you to do when it's not what you really want to do? Why would you do what somebody else wants to do and not you? You're not them. They're not you. And I had to really realize that, like, why am I doing what someone else thinks looks good? I'm asking people, oh, should I do short hair? Should I do long hair? That's all innocent and cute. But at the same time, that's like an inward thing where it's like, you don't trust yourself enough to know what you think looks good on you. You're doing stuff for validation without even realizing you're doing it for validation. And I was doing the same thing. Every time you ask somebody else what you should do, you're trying to get their validation. And it's okay to do that every once in a while. But if you're doing that every time you make a decision, you're not validating yourself enough. And that is a self-esteem issue within itself. You have to understand that there's a lot of jealous people in this world, and some friends don't really want the best for you. So if I'm a jealous friend, of course, I'm gonna probably tell that person, you know what? No, do this instead. They're gonna give you the ugly option to do. They're gonna give you the option that's not the best move to make. And you're gonna do it thinking that that's the way to go, not knowing that they just tried to sabotage you, and you're gonna look dumb doing what they just told you to do. And I learned that the hard way. I had a friend back in middle school, and I remember we went out once, and she had a history of every friend she would get, she would be jealous of them. So she was always in like the background in her mind. So she would always try to make me look worse than her on purpose. Like, I remember one time she told me to wear this ugly dress. We went to go on a double date, and I wore it thinking, you know what, this is my friend. Like, she just giving me advice. In the back of my mind, I knew, I'm like, this dress is ugly. I looked terrible in that dress. Everybody was laughing at me. She just wanted to look better than me because she was insecure within herself. So the people you're seeking validation from probably don't even love themselves, and they don't want what's best for you. So stop doing that. You have to understand and trust your own intuition, trust your own emotions, and trust who you are as a person. If you're looking for other people to tell you what to do and what is best for you, you don't love yourself enough, sis. And I know a lot of us think, you know, no, I love myself. I used to think that too. Just a few weeks ago, I was like, no, I love myself. I love myself so much. But I was still looking for validation in other people. I was still looking for validation with friends who did me wrong in the past, with men who rejects me in the past. I still wanted their love and attention. And it wasn't until I'm like, you know what, God, I need you to really help me with this and help me know that I am good enough. I am worthy enough without anybody else's attention. I am worthy enough without anybody telling me I'm beautiful. If nobody gave me another compliment another day in my life, I have to be okay and understand that I am all those things and more. So you really have to give all that love to yourself, okay? And stop going to other people for advice. Stop going to other people to dictate what next move you need to make, and do it for yourself. I want you to shift your focus. I used to be so focused on boys and the male gaze and just being the cool girl. I wanted like, oh, I want friends like this. I just want to be a cool type of girl. And it warped my mind so much to where I was living just for other people's attention and other people's validation. So much to the point where I felt sad, and I was like, well, what do I want? And I was miserable. I used to be the type of person where I collected designer bags just because the look of it. I'm not even a designer type of girl. Like, I don't like stuff like that. Genuinely, I think it's cute, but I'm not even that type of girl. I love like natural hairstyles. I love like, do you see my room? Like, I love plants. I love reading. I like stuff like that. And I always would do what I thought was so cool and what was in. And it wasn't until like a few weeks ago where I felt so miserable and sad and just lost. And I felt like I lost myself. You could lose yourself getting wrapped up in dealing with other people who you just crave validation from. And it wasn't until I stopped going towards people who naturally reject me. And that's something that we need to solve and fix within our mind. A lot of us, we go towards rejection and we go towards people who aren't validating us the way we're supposed to be validated. Why are you trying to be around people who just don't make you feel validated, don't make you feel loved, don't make you feel like you're worth nothing, you're worth anything? Why are you going towards that? Once I stopped and cut people out of my life who made me feel less than, I felt so much better. Go towards people who make you feel like you're enough. Of course, nobody could just tell you 24/7 how beautiful and amazing you are. That's not realistic. But when you're talking to that person, it's like a mutual understanding, and they give you that respect and kind of let you know without letting you know sometimes that you are enough. People could subliminally tell you that you're not enough without straight up telling you it. And we sometimes go towards those people. Look how people treat you and how people act towards you. Stop trying to be friends with those people who make you feel like you're just not valid enough, make you crave their validation so much. You need to stop doing that, because that will keep you in that repeated cycle. When you hang around people who naturally just validate you, you won't seek it as much because you feel it when you're in their presence. They don't even have to tell you it all the time, but you could feel it. I was that person where I was always hyping people up. I'm always like, you know what, hey, you look so cute. But I was doing it to the wrong people. I was doing it to the friends who I would hype them up. They wouldn't give the same energy to me in return. And it was like a mutual thing. I'm not expecting people to hype me up 24/7 or to give me compliments 24/7. But as a friend, if my friend is doing good and doing something that is noticeable, I will point that out and tell them how good they're doing. But I noticed people I was around were not doing the same thing in return. And a lot of that will be rooted in jealousy and envious. And you have to surround yourself with people who reciprocate the same energy you give to them. And it's okay to let go of the old and allow new people into your life. Stop being scared of standing alone and being alone. A lot of us, we want validation because we're so scared of just being alone. You have to be okay with standing alone and understanding that you don't need anybody else around you to feel good about yourself. If you only feel happy in the presence of other people, that's telling, and you have to fix that within. Spend time with yourself. The only way you're going to be able to fix any of these problems is getting to know yourself and forcing yourself to love yourself. And I have to do that as well with myself. I had to log on my Instagram account and just take a break because I was finding my self-worth within other people, and it was with men. I was finding my self-worth with men in general, and just men, the men gaze and how much they like me. And I realized all of that was temporary. It's all just a temporary high that will keep you high for a little, but the lows last so much longer than the highs. So I say all this just to say, I want you guys to find that within yourself. Find the self-love within yourself and stop looking for outsiders to make you feel any way about yourself. You don't need anybody else to make you feel worthy of anything in your life. You don't need anybody else to make you feel beautiful. If you don't feel that within yourself, nobody else could tell you it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.